Hello, happy Friday. Today I am doing the readings for the first 4 people who submit questions. It is day 80 of 100 videos in 100 days. I can't believe that it has already flown by and we're already on day 80. That is totally nuts so. And maybe the little one will add in with some readings too. So again, free readings for the first 5 people who shoot me a question, shoot me a response. First 4, you are up and I'm just going to be hanging out. It is crazy. Oh, there's the little one. Christine. Hi, Retta. Christine, you are the first one to submit a question, and as the little one likes to be making herself be seen. So you want to know a little bit about your guides. So spirit guides, as you know, everybody has them, and they are the folks who help get you to where you want to be. They're people and spirits that are here to help you. And Rachel, you're number 2. Tracy, you're number 3. There's a spot for one more person. So get in, shoot your question my way. So as I was saying to Christine, and for Rachel, because you're going to get in on your guides too. But your guides, they are spirits that you choose before you get here. They know where you want to be, where you're meant to be, what your purpose is, and it's their job to help you get to where ultimately you want to be as quickly, as easily as possible. They're great. They're the ones who give you those little nudges along the way to be helping you out. And so as they're stepping in with you, I'm seeing 4 around you. As I am tuning into your guides, I am particularly seeing one who is very strong, very almost patriotic, almost I don't want to say militant, but very diplomatic, very much the colonel, very much the individual who wants to be helping you along your way. And the reason I feel as though this guide is stepping up and forward for you is because right now there is a lot in your life that needs some order, needs some bit of organization, needs to be put in place. And it is something that as this guide is stepping in, wants to be giving you that strength, wants to be giving you that support to be a little bit more militant, be a little bit more diplomatic, be strong, be firm, do not bend, do not waver in any way. As they're talking about this, they're joking, they're like, and this happens specifically in your family with any little ones that are around. And if you have a son, that's where I'd be leaning towards, because it's very masculine energy. They're like, they just want to sort of wrangle that energy in for you. And as this spirit is very strong with you, just wants to keep giving you that support. One of the things that I also want to say about this is, while you are being incredibly strong and wrangling yourself, also turn to your true nature, which is that nurturer. And so make sure you're continuing to do it with love. And I know that that's not something that I have to tell you, because that is who you are. So I hope that answers a little bit of your question. Your guide, like I said, there's 4 of them, but the one who is this masculine, this militant, this diplomatic, like very much put together and strong, good posture, gray hair, is very much around you a lot at this point. And so then Rachel, talking to you and turning into your guides for you. The thing that I am hearing, it's interesting, as I switch energies and I tune in to different folks, where you had this very strong, sturdy, soon as I start turning to you, Rachel, there is this fun, there is this laughter, there is this party energy that is coming in, and there's this sense of your guides want me to encourage you to celebrate. They want me to encourage you to have a good time, to be we are at Memorial Day weekend, to take the time to sit back, to relax, and put your feet up. You have not put your feet up in a really long time. You have been on the go, 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 go. We're talking from the moment you get up to the moment you crash at night. Your sleeves are rolled up, you are working hard, and from their perspective, they want to encourage you to slow down just a little bit. There is a woman who is stepping in your mother's side of the family. She is approximately, I would put her about 5'1", and she is, well, a little bit plump, not a huge woman. She's got lighter eyes. She has rouge on her cheeks and just a little bit of, she would always be putting chapstick on her lips. This woman, as she steps in with you, she did like to have a drink now and again, and she wants me to encourage you to be making sure you're having that nightcap as well. She wraps her arms around you, but your guides definitely want to encourage you to be celebrating and taking that break. And they're saying take it now, because it's going to be a little bit crazy till you get to July. June's going to be a busy month for you, but in July you're going to be able to take a little bit of a breather. A woman who is giving you a hard time in your life is all of a sudden just going to cool it, which is going to be a breath of fresh air. And that's what your guides have for you, Rachel. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and you take and heed your guides' advice and take a little bit of a break and a breather. And so, Retta, you're going to be the last person. I have Tracy and then Retta. I'm sorry for the folks after that. It's going to, and Christine, I'm glad that it resonates with you, as I'm just scrolling through to see any of the comments that are coming through. Hi, Joe Mary. Hi, Mary. Your son is always with you. And Rachel, I'm glad that you know your mama is with you. And Red, I'm glad you're doing well. So I'm going to be, as I mentioned, Tracy and Retta, I'm going to be answering your questions. And that's going to be it for this evening after that. But Tracy, your mom is always around you. I actually have 3 women who are around you this evening. I have a woman who's not particularly old. I place her at about 65, so she's getting older, but she's not like 80 years old. She was very ill at the end of her life. She went through several different she went through several rounds of treatment. This woman, as she steps in, she is giving I want to say December would have been significant to her. I am seeing the London Blue Topaz, which I believe is December's birthstone. So she's giving me that as an identifier. This woman would have loved to make, I'm not sure if it is gingerbread, if it's pfeffernusse. It's some type of spice type cookie that would be like a gingerbread, not a ginger snap, because it's flatter, and it's very much flat like a pancake. This woman, as she steps in, she's got a wonderful laugh, and it totally just echoes throughout the entire room. As she steps in, she wants to give you a huge big hug and let you know that she is around all of the time, and to be looking for the irises with her. It was one of her favorite flowers. And she chuckles. She's giving me the Alice in Wonderland scene right now with all of the flowers singing. She felt that gardens like that were magical. She really enjoyed her flowers, but again, the iris would have been one of her favorites. As I mentioned, there are 2 other women who are stepping in alongside her. There is another woman who I would say is old. Like, she is probably about 85 years old. She's really getting up there in age. She was a spitfire. This woman did not let anybody put her, like, she didn't let anybody get away with anything. She called everybody out on their nonsense, was just like, nope, this is the way it is, this is the way it's gonna be, this is the way I want. She's put people in their place. And it's interesting because she says the hard part for her at the end of her life was, while she did not suffer from Alzheimer's or dementia, she did lose the filter, and when she already didn't have the filter, she had a hard time keeping her mouth shut at the end, and she knows that she hurt quite a few people's feelings, and she wants to apologize to you for that, as she knows that you were one of those people who got some of that wrath, and she just wants you to know that she is there. She's not very talkative. She's not one who is overly conversational. She kind of goes with the flow, and is again, she called everybody out, but she didn't get her feathers ruffled over very much. And so she just wants to step in. She wants to tip her hat to you. And I have the last woman I want to step in with. This woman embraces you with her entire heart, her entire soul. She steps in. She's a very loving individual. She gave everything she had to everyone. Like, she was one where she just is loving. She embraces folks. This woman, as she is stepping in with me, I am seeing an orange cookbook. It has a little bit of like, there's writing on the front in the cover, but it's an orange cookbook. She wants me to encourage, like, I feel as though this would have been something that you have of hers. She always would have used. It's very much like it would have been something that was passed on. She was not a fancy cook. She would have gone to like a Betty Crocker cookbook. She would have gone to the Julia Child's cookbook. She would have gone to something that has a lot of the very the basic recipes, those standbys, and she would have always had it open, but I don't see her ever really using it. This woman, I'm smelling pine with her. It's something she would have always, what does this pine have to do with? I'm not sure if it's pine sol, if it is a candle that she burned, but I do feel as though you would have smelled this a lot in her home. It would have been something that she had around all of the time. She also tells me it's to help cut through some of the smell of vinegar, because I do feel as though she would have cleaned with that as well. This woman, she liked her coffee very, very strong, and part of that was because it would have been on the kettle and it would have been going all day long. Just in case somebody stopped by, she always wanted to make sure she had it available. As she steps in with you, and she's giving me little teacups. She wants me to encourage you to sip and have tea out of them. It would be something of hers that you would have. As she continues to talk, she wants to tell you she loves you. She wants to thank you for everything you have done. She wants you to know that she is okay. It's something that for her is incredibly important that you know. She feels as though she wants she wishes she was still here to be taking care of business. And she jokes, she says the one thing she doesn't miss, however, is her stockings. And she would have always had stockings or like knee highs that she wore. She doesn't have much more. The three women, they are together, and they send you their love and many blessings. And so last but not least, Retta, you're asking about your sister. She's a piece of work. As I tap in with her, holy moly, she's a piece of work. She is yammering on and on and on. She's where she needs to be. She's on the other side. She was not, she says that the party they threw her over there wasn't big enough, and she's a jokester. She definitely has a little bit of an attitude. She wants you to know that she's okay. She went quicker than she thought she was going to, but she's grateful she did. She didn't want to suffer. She didn't want people to see her suffer. And now when I say she didn't want to suffer, she had been ill. But it still caught folks off guard that she went as quickly as she did. Incredible piece of work. As she steps in with you, she wants you to know that she's haunting you, and she's giving you a hard time about she's really, when I say this, please know that it is not, she's a tough character, and she says things and she doesn't really mean them, and she's joking about you not calling her enough, but then soon as she says that, she follows it up with, she knows the phone worked both ways, and she's just as guilty as not calling and not staying in touch as much as you were. And she says, and it's just like the two of you would butt heads, and while you loved each other with everything you got, she tells me at the same time, she's like, yeah, we drove each other bonkers, and she chuckles with me. She's like, and she's rubbing her head. She's like, Retta, I've got to put up with Mom. And she just like gives this like, she's like, I wasn't prepared for that. And she's like, again, she is joking. She is a character. Like, she likes to, like, she's making a joke and making light of the fact that she's on the other side. She wants her family to know she's okay. She got there, and she doesn't want folks to cry over her. She's says she's trying to look folks up. She has settled in, and it has definitely. She says she's glad she landed on the good side. She didn't think she did enough, and she's a character. Like, this woman, there is not a joke that does not pass her lips. As she talks to me about you, one of the things she wants me to say is she wants to encourage you to. She says, get things taken care of. She says, because she doesn't want you to be missing out on anything while you're here. She doesn't want for you to miss out on any of the moments. She wants to encourage you to be getting out, going, and even it doesn't have to cost you money. It doesn't have, you don't have to spend a dime to be able to get out and enjoy life as it is. She also wants me to say that she's not only haunting you, but she's haunting your husband. She says because she can spook him to no end, and she enjoys doing that. So that is what I will pass to you and I will send to you. For those of you who have shot me questions that I haven't gotten to answer, Listen to the messages from folks that came before. It always amazes me that when you get, when I give a message, it's meant to not just resonate with one person, but to resonate with a bunch. It's sort of like when I watch someone do podium work, gallery work, and they stand in front of a crowd where there may be 1,000 people. And there are times where they'll be like, okay, I have someone that's coming through and they're like this, and will be like a half a dozen people who raise their hand and they're like, that's my loved one. And there will usually come down to where there's like one or two people, and and one person won't give up and won't let go that it's their loved one. It's because it is their loved one. Their spirit likes to get their bang for their buck and likes folks to know that there's lots of folks that are around you, and they like to know that there's lots going on and that you have that support, and that one message can hit many people, and those many people are back there. So if I didn't get to you this evening, I'm sorry. Do tune in, because I do plan on doing this again before my 100 days is up, probably about once a month for the rest of the year. So do be keeping dibs. I'm just going to scroll through the comments, see if there's anything quick that I can answer. And Lisa Marie, I'm glad that you're enjoying it at the airport, and I'm looking forward to be seeing you this weekend at your birthday party, and so maybe you'll get a little touch in while I am there. And so hello to all of you. So with that being said, I'm sorry I can't answer all of the questions that are here, but thank you all for writing your questions. And Retta, her family doesn't have to worry. She really did make it to the other side. She is safe and sound, so it's just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And so guys, that is it for this evening. I am hearing the thumps going on behind me, and we're switching my daughter to her big girl bed this evening, and since the girl who doesn't nap had a 3-hour nap tonight, she's not ready for bed yet, so we figured up we'll do it tonight as opposed to tomorrow. And our girly girl just we tried to convince her to be getting a purple or a blue comforter set. Oh no, not our princess. It's pink, and it has a unicorn. Goes to show they have a mind of their own. And my loved ones were just laughing at me. I almost did this in Home Goods. So everybody, that's it for today. I'll be talking to you again really soon. And again, I'm sorry for folks I didn't get to. Have a wonderful evening and enjoy your long weekend.